Hi, I'm Jules Ralston, editor of FashionNZ.co.nz, and today we're talking with New Zealand designer Tanya Carlson. Tanya, thanks for having us in your Ponsonby Auckland store.
Thanks for being here.
Now, you've been in business coming up 12 years, but casting the clock back, what made you want to become a fashion designer and how did you train?
I trained in Australia. From like sort of my earliest memories have always been about clothes, paper dolls, fabric, dress-up boxes. You know, fairly normal route for a fashion designer.
Sure. And what was it like going to Australia to train?
It was an incredible opportunity. I was so young. I'd only just finished sixth form and went straight into the National Art School, so it was an amazing experience, and especially being away from home at such a young age, and flatting and stuff, but it certainly gave me the backbone to get into business, you know, being independent from a young age.
Sure. Just 4 years into business, you showed at the first then L'Oreal New Zealand Fashion Week.
Yes.
And the show made everybody sit up and take notice. On the back of that, David Jones, after sniffing around you for a couple of seasons, placed an order for 60,000, which was a huge amount for a young designer. How did life change?
Well, I'd already shown at Australian Fashion Week in a group show. I'd been involved in Corbyn's theatre student that had me involved in that from basically, I think, my first, maybe my second season. But it was my opportunity to be able to showcase a full collection, and it makes a huge difference to any young designer when you get to play out your creativity without too many restraints. So I was really able to kind of explore all these references and music and makeup and hair and jewellery. That this is why you sort of end up. This is the great thing about being a fashion designer, that putting on the show, so to speak. And yes, the people from David Jones were in the audience, and I think that seeing it played out like that gave them enough confidence to put those orders through. It was such an amazing opportunity. Hilary Alexander was there, Colin McDowell. I mean, people of such a calibre of critics in the audience. And I think really there was a naivety to it in that first year where none of us really understood who was, you know, the gravity of who was sitting in that audience. And I know for myself that having Hilary Alexander come backstage is still one of the highlights of my career, with her praise and enthusiasm.
Sure. And then going into store at David Jones, what was it like dealing with, let's say, the big boys?
That is the big boys, and department stores are run all over the world on a similar sort of basis. It tightened us up. It became about deliveries, manufacturing, merchandising, product into store. So it made me grow up very quickly, and it was a huge relationship, and it grew my business very, very, very fast. It's not one that I would recommend for everyone to go ploughing into David Jones sort of, 6 or 7 seasons in, but it was definitely a learning experience.
Sure. And now you're a 3-store retailer yourself.
Yeah.
Tell us about that sort of development.
Well, I'd never even worked in retail, so there you go. I'd always done made to measure and had a direct relationship with the customer, so to speak. So getting into retail is it's a great way. You're vertical, you have a contact straight away with your customer, feedback. The buying habits of each of our different cities, Christchurch is different to Dunedin is different to Wellington. So it takes a little bit of time to get to know who your customer is, what the requirements are, and probably a little bit is based around the weather. One of the things that we've done with the Carlson stores is we've tried to, we have made them exclusively made in New Zealand.
Now, you've recently moved from Dunedin to Auckland yourself.
Yes.
Has that changed your design aesthetic at all?
Yeah, I think it has. It's made my clothes a little bit sexier, a little bit loosened up, slightly less tailored. I'm using a lot more cotton and silk and doing more transitional pieces than I would be when I lived in Dunedin, where I was quite focused on things like fine wools and merinos and coatings and stuff. So yeah, change is as good as holidays, they say.
And tell us about your upcoming autumn-winter collection specifically.
It has lots of beautiful bougainvillea, purple, it's kind of my handwriting, a little bit 70s. I've got fabulous sort of multicoloured paisley in there, which I intend to wear with my over-the-knee boots that I've just purchased. And a little bit of velvet, and obviously being the season of black lace, there's lots of black lace.
Gorgeous. Now, incidentally, where does Tanya Carlson purchase her over-the-knee boots from?
Online.
That's good, we like online. And Tanya, what are you wearing today?
Absolutely best-selling Lace of Spades dress, which I designed about 2 years ago and just keep coming back and wearing it and wearing it.
Fantastic. That's Tanya Carlson, New Zealand designer on FashionNZ.co.nz.